Have you ever felt like you were being watched, only to turn around and find no one there? What if that feeling wasn't just your imagination? What if it was something tall, thin, and faceless, lurking just at the edge of your vision? Today, we're re-diving deep into the chilling story of one of the internet's most infamous creations, Slender Man. Is he just a ghost story for the digital age? Or is there something more to this terrifying figure? The year is 2009. The internet is a different place. Forums and message boards are the breeding grounds for new ideas, new communities, and new nightmares. On a website called Something Awful, a user named Eric Knudsen, going by the screen name Victor Surge, decided to enter a Photoshop contest. The challenge was simple: create a paranormal image. Knudsen submitted to black and white photographs. Both depicted groups of children, and in the background of each, he added a tall, unnaturally thin figure in a black suit. He gave his creation a name, the Slender Man. To add a layer of authenticity, Knudsen added cryptic captions to his photos. One read, "We didn't want to go, we didn't want to kill them, but its persistent silence and outstretched arms horrified and comforted us at the same time." The other photo claimed to be from a library fire and noted the disappearance of 14 children. These images and their haunting backstories were an instant hit. They were creepy, they were mysterious, and they felt just real enough to be terrifying. People were captivated. But here's where things get really interesting. Other users on the forum didn't just admire Knudsen's work, they started adding to it. They created their own doctored photos, wrote their own short stories, and crafted detailed accounts of supposed encounters with the Slender Man. This collaborative storytelling was the fuel that turned a simple Photoshop into a full-blown internet legend. The mythos grew organically, with each new contribution adding another piece to the puzzle. Slender Man wasn't owned by anyone. He belonged to the internet. So what exactly is the Slender Man supposed to be? According to the collective lore, he's a paranormal entity of unknown origin. He's described as being anywhere from 6 to 15 feet tall, with long tentacle-like arms that he can extend at will to intimidate or capture his prey. His most unsettling feature: a completely blank, white face, devoid of any eyes, nose, or mouth. He's often seen in forests or abandoned locations, silently stalking his victims, who are frequently children. The psychological effect of Slender Man is a key part of his terror. He doesn't just jump out and scare you. He instills a slow-burning paranoia. Victims report feeling watched for weeks, suffering from nosebleeds, amnesia, and a strange cough known as slender sickness. They might find strange symbols drawn on their windows or see him standing motionless at a distance, only to vanish when they look again. He drives his targets to madness before he ever lays a hand on them. The legend exploded beyond the forums. Independent filmmakers created found-footage-style web series, with Marble Hornets being the most famous. This series, presented as a collection of old videotapes, introduced many of the now-classic Slender Man tropes, like the strange symbols and the video and audio distortion that happens whenever he's near. It felt real, it felt raw, and it terrified a whole new generation of viewers, many of whom had no idea it all started with a Photoshop contest. Following Marble Hornets, the floodgates opened. Video games like Slender, The 8 Pages and its sequel became viral sensations. The goal was simple: wander through a dark forest at night, collecting 8 pages before the Slender Man catches you. The game's reliance on jump scares and the ever-present sense of being hunted made it a phenomenon on YouTube. With millions watching their favorite creators scream in terror, Slender Man had officially gone mainstream. But as the line between fiction and reality began to blur, the story took a tragic and disturbing turn. In 2014, in Waukesha, Wisconsin, 2 12-year-old girls lured a friend into the woods and attacked her, claiming they did it to become proxies of the Slender Man and prove his existence to skeptics. Thankfully, the victim survived after crawling to a nearby road for help. The incident shocked the world and forced a difficult conversation about the influence of internet folklore on young minds. This event cast a dark shadow over the Slender Man myth. Suddenly, the creepy stories and scary games weren't just harmless fun anymore. It was a stark reminder that some people, particularly vulnerable young people, can have trouble distinguishing between fantasy and reality. The creator, Eric Knudsen, was horrified, stating he never intended for his creation to be linked to such a violent act. The community that had built the legend was forced to confront the real-world consequences of their collective nightmare. So, let's go back to our original question: is Slender Man real? The answer, factually, is no. He is a work of fiction, born from a creative prompt on an internet forum. We know his creator, we know the date he was created, and we can trace his entire evolution online. He is a fascinating example of modern folklore, a digital campfire story that spread across the globe with incredible speed. He's what folklorists call a legend cycle, where a core story is told and retold, with new details added by each narrator. But in a way, the question of his reality is more complicated. For the people who have been captivated by the stories, for the gamers who have felt their hearts pound while being chased through a digital forest, and tragically for those who couldn't separate the myth from the real world, Slender Man became very real indeed. He represents a primal fear, the fear of the unknown, of being watched by something we can't understand. The Slender Man story is a powerful testament to the power of collaborative creation and the internet's ability to create and spread modern myths. It shows how a simple idea can take on a life of its own, growing and changing as it passes through the hands of countless people. While he may have started as a spooky picture, Slender Man evolved into a cultural icon, a symbol of internet horror that reflects our deepest anxieties. He is a monster made by us, for us, and his story serves as both a chilling piece of entertainment and a cautionary tale for the digital age. What do you think? Were you ever scared by the Slender Man? Let me know your own stories and theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into internet lore, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more explorations of the strange and unexplained. Thanks for watching.